As part of its Africa Day celebrations on the 25th of May, Meta announced the return of its global campaign, Made by Africa, Loved by the World, which was first launched last year. The campaign aims to amplify the voices and stories of people and businesses from across Africa that are impacting the world. Joining us now to elaborate on the campaign is Keziah Anim-Addo, the Communications Director of Sub-Saharan Africa at Meta. Keziah, very good evening. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Tell us more about the Made by Africa, Loved by the World campaign and some of the people that are featured.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. Look, I'm really excited to be talking about this with you because it's something I'm very passionate about. So this is the second year we're running this campaign, and it's really about amplifying the voices and the stories of people and businesses from Africa that are loved by the world. So these are guys that are really impacting beyond Africa, right? So, you know, we partnered with innovators, fashion designers, musicians as well, from Nigeria, from Congo, South Africa, Ghana, and also from Kenya. So these are guys that essentially really kind of leading the charge when we talk about things like immersive technology, so AR, VR, but also they're creating products and music that have such a far-reaching impact across the world. So some of these people, there are 8 people that we've featured. So we have Trevor Sturman, who I'm sure a lot of people know. So he's South African. He's a creator. So he's a photographer. He works in the kind of creative industry. So he's famously known for working with Beyonce on her kind of feature film Black is King. We also have Ferragola. So Ferragola is a music artist from Congo. He's known as the King of Ramba. And really, his music is, reaching way outside of Africa. So we think France, the Caribbean, even the US. And we have Rich Manisi. So again, South African fashion designer. And we've seen, stars such as Beyonce again wearing his clothes and international Hollywood names. Right through to, Selena Beeb. So Selena Beeb is what we class as an SMB. So she's a fashion designer, she's got a small kind of business, but she's doing really well. Like her clothes, her handbags are worn by royalty, international royalty. And we have people who are, I guess we call it in the innovation field, right? So there's a company called Black Rhino. So Black Rhino, they're a Kenyan company, and they're an award-winning VR storytelling company. So they work for local and international brands. And then we also have Mosope, who has from the Discovery Museum. So, and this is really exciting. This is Africa's first VR museum. And then right through to Pixel Chefs as well. Again, a really innovative, creative agency that are using emerging digital tech. So a real mix of people from across the continent. And these are just some of the people, right, that their products, their sounds, their brands are really being recognized internationally.
Keziah, how do you find these people?
It's not an easy job. I can tell you that much. It really isn't, because there's so much talent on the continent. So, I mean, look, we look at, really importantly, we want to make sure that this is from the breadth of Africa and also people from different fields as well. So we look at people who are really, moving internationally. They may not be the big kind of Davidos of this world, but they are having a huge impact internationally. So we find them just basically through their arts, right? Through the work that they're doing. Their stories speak for themselves, and that's why we just want to play that little part in just re-amplifying that.
Well, it's excellent that we are taking these Africans to the rest of the world. But I suppose my question would be around, are we taking any of these Africans to Africa? Because there is a perception, and I'd imagine you'd agree, that the West, or products from the West are better than what's available on the continent. But if these individuals are selling their products, some of which you described as being worn by international royalty, if you will, then surely there's a challenge or a need to take these individuals and some of these African stories to Africa before we take them to the rest of the world.
Oh, no, absolutely. So these are people already that are known in their countries, or even some of them kind of further afield, say cross-border. So if I look at Ferragola, he's known as the King of Rumba in DRC, but he's loved by music fans in Ivory Coast, in Nigeria, in South Africa, where he's also been coming to perform. So these aren't just people who are, I guess, the West, as you say, are celebrating, but these are people that have been celebrated at home. And I think that's what's really important as well.
Now, talk to us about how Meta is supporting creators and SMBs.
Sure. So look, our work with SMBs, it's not something that we've just started. We've been doing this and investing in this space for many, many years. We know that small businesses are the unsung heroes, as it were, of the local economies. And we know that they're creating jobs and growth. So our focus really with SMBs is around skills training and upskilling, right? Because we know that when people have the skills, they can then, as I mentioned, sell their products, to other people not only in their countries, but across Africa, but also across the world as well. But so, the skills training that we focus on for SMBs, for youths, and also creative entrepreneurs as well. We have things like Meta Boost, which is really about training people on how that they can use like social media platforms like Facebook, like Instagram to really grow their business. So we've launched this across 13 countries in Africa, and we just continue to roll that out. And we also have another program called She Means Business, which is really focused on women and upskilling women in the business field. Because we know that as well that, when it comes to, men versus women, there can be a bit of an equal playing field, as it were. So we really want to really kind of help women and lift them up. And then we also have a number of other programs. So we have business accelerator programs that we work with. And I think it's really important to say that these aren't just Meta trainings. We work with local partners. And I think that's what's really key. We work with local partners to implement these trainings as well.
Now tell us about the short films and stories. Who will film these stories and where can we find them?
Sure. So there are 8 stories, which, obviously you can say I'm biased, but they're amazing. I think just even the journey that it goes through, just to understand who these people are, some of their challenges, their inspirations. So these were brought to life by 5 amazing local filmmakers from across Africa. So we have Taron Crossman, who is from South Africa. Also we have Kofi Awa, who's from Ghana. We have Joan Kabugu, who's from Kenya. Nelson Makengo, who's from DRC. So a real mix. And I think that's what makes this really beautiful, that these are all local filmmakers who have interpreted the stories themselves. So they've really created inspirational and, beautifully creative short films as well. And people can watch them on the Meta Africa page. So if you go to Facebook and just type in Meta Africa, you will come to the Facebook page and all of the films have been published on there. There are some yet to come, so we're releasing them each day, but we've released a number of them already.
Okay, Zara, we appreciate your time this evening.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Kazan Ado speaking to us there. Thank you so much for your time.